All right, everybody, if we still got some people coming in, for those who missed it, we're going to ask everybody to hit that mute button in the bottom left-hand corner, just so we can eliminate some background noise while we're going through the webinar, and then we will have an opportunity for questions at the end. All right, so thank you all for, oh, sorry, hold on, my computer is freezing on me. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, taking some time out of your day to come and kind of kick off the season because somehow we are already through summer. Kids are going back to school, things are going back. People are gearing up for Wreath Day. And so we're going to kind of walk you through what you need to know to be prepared for this season. We're so excited you guys are here with us today. Whether you're brand new to Wreaths Across America or if you've been a part of this mission for years, this is one of our favorite times of the year. It keeps us busy. We go a little crazy sometimes, but it wouldn't be the same without you guys as volunteers, hearing your stories, seeing all that you do in your communities. It's really inspiring, and we're so excited to get rolling. This season, it's all about honoring our veterans, bringing communities together, creating some meaningful um, moments, and you guys play a big role in making that happen. Our goal today is to help you feel confident and supported heading into the busy months ahead. So we're going to walk through what to expect this season, highlight the types of emails and webinar invites you guys will start seeing, share some tips for connecting locally, whether that's growing support, finding new volunteers, or just getting the word out. We'll also cover some important deadlines to have on your radar and give you a quick look at how shipping works and why your responses to our emails and outreach are so critical this time of year. So let's get going because we have a lot to cover. All right, so we're going to talk first about what to expect in the coming months. Our goal is to help you stay on track and feel confident about what to focus on in each phase of the season. In August, it's all about planning. This is the time to bring your team together, whether you're working on sponsorships or preparing for your ceremony, and you're going to want to go ahead and get organized. Hold some planning meetings, talk through your outreach goals, and decide who's doing what. Laying that foundation now makes everything smoother down the line. Moving into September and October, it's time to put the plan into action. Start reaching out to your community, businesses, schools, civic groups. People want to support this mission. And you're going to want to host your fundraising events as well. Make sure your veteran grave counts are finalized and sent to your regional liaisons. And help your community understand why this day matters to you and them. If you're able to make those connections locally, you're going to get a lot farther in getting your sponsorships, getting people involved. When they feel connected to your cemetery, they really want to come out and help. In November, things really take off, and we're all a little crazy here, and we know you guys are as well, trying to get everything ready and for Wreath Day. You'll want to keep a close eye on your inbox during that time and respond to your regional liaison team and do one last fundraising push before your regional cutoff date. That's when we go into high gear at our headquarters here, loading wreaths on trucks and shipping them out to you. So communication leading up to that time is critical for smooth delivery. And then we reach December. Your wreaths arrive, your volunteers show up, your community gathers to remember and honor our veterans, and it's a powerful, meaningful day. So, in spite of all the craziness and everything that's going on, don't forget to also take time to just soak in all your hard work and really enjoy the day and all that you've accomplished. We're going to talk a little bit about your email inbox and why it's so important to make sure you check it regularly. Emails are one of our main ways to keep you guys updated. We have over 5,000 locations and we're almost at over 7,000 sponsorship groups. So while we would love to call everyone individually, that is not feasible. So email is the best way for us to reach you guys. So we want to make sure we're keeping you updated, and supported in what you need to know for this season. So first we're going to send monthly emails. These are sent based on your role, whether you're a location coordinator or a group leader. You'll get helpful targeted tips each month to keep you on track. We'll remind you of key tasks, upcoming deadlines, and give you a heads up on anything time sensitive. If there is a form that we need you to complete or details to confirm, we ask that you please reply as quickly as possible to those emails so that we can help you um, get everything finalized. And please make a note that on November 1st, it is the last day to update your account details in the system. So when you log into your dashboard, updating your sponsorship goal, your veterans grade count, confirming your shipping address for flags, wreaths, payback checks, all that stuff. November 1st is the last day that you can go in and make those changes. Now, what does that mean? Is if you have a change because life happens and sometimes things come up and something changes after that, you can reach out to your liaison and we can, change that for you. But we do ask that we get everything finalized before then because again, we have a lot of locations and a lot of groups and a small team of people who are trying to help you. Um, as far as the grave count, one thing to keep in mind is, a lot of times people will give an exact count, especially some of our smallest cemeteries. They might say, we've got 35 veterans graves. You kind of want to, if it's a cemetery that has active burials, take that into consideration. Talk to your town, kind of ask them, hey, how many burials do you usually do between like October and December? And, give an estimate. It doesn't have to be an exact count for us. Your veterans grave count, that's just based what we're shipping you. So if you've got 37 veterans graves and you're coming up and you've got full coverage for it, especially you've got all the re-sponsored, and you have a few extra, it's okay to give a little buffer. So that way you have a few extra wreaths. So, maybe put your veterans grave count as at 40. So that way you have a few extra wreaths to account for any burials that may come in afterwards. Worst case, at the end of the day, you have a few extra wreaths that don't actually need to get placed um, because your veterans graves are all covered. You just got to find those wreaths a good home, maybe take them to a living veteran at a veterans home or somewhere like that where you can spread that, or take it to another cemetery in your area that may not have had any. So that just makes life a little bit easier for everyone who's, kind of panicking like, oh, we had one more, let's add one more. You can kind of create that buffer, makes things a little bit easier. So the next emails that you are going to get are webinar invites. So we've got 3 educational webinars coming up this fall, September 9th, October 14th, and November 4th. Those will all be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will fix the thing that says 8 p.m. because that is not what it is. And they're going to be packed with practical guidance and helpful reminders as we get closer to National Wreaths Across America Day. And for a location coordinator specifically, we're going to be having 2 special webinars in September and October, one for locations that have more than 5,000 veterans graves and one for locations with less than 5,000 veterans graves. And those are just kind of, we're going to give you some guidelines and some tips to go through and give location coordinators an opportunity to talk to each other and share ideas. And we split that up because locations that have 10,000 veteran graves have different logistics that they have to worry about than locations that may only have 200 veteran grave counts. So we will have those 2 webinars coming up, and you will get emails, invites each like a week before each webinar to just remind you about them. And then also on Facebook, they'll be posted there as well. And then finally, just a quick tip about your email settings. If you haven't already, take a minute and add your regional liaison team's email and LG planning email to your contacts. That makes sure that our messages land in your inbox, not in your spam or your junk folder. And if you're not seeing at least one email a month from us, don't wait. Go ahead and reach out to your regional liaison and say, hey, have you sent me an email recently? Because I haven't seen any. And that way we can make sure that there's not something going on. Maybe we have, your email written down wrong, or Again, we could just be going to your spam folder or junk folder. Unfortunately, because we do send a lot of emails out, we do get highlighted a lot and we go to people's junk folders frequently. So we want to make sure that you guys are seeing those. And like I said, just reach out to your regional liaisons if you're not seeing emails from us regularly, so that we can figure out what's going on there. So growing your base does not have to be overwhelming, and it can actually be one of the most meaningful parts of the Wreaths Across America mission. Start by sharing your why with people. People love hearing those real stories. So whether it's a quick video of your group sharing why this mission matters, or a heartfelt post on your social media, getting personal really helps inspire others to jump in. And don't be shy about inviting local groups, schools, scouts, churches. This isn't a competition or a one on one show. We want to make sure that we're bringing more people in, because the more people we bring in, the bigger our impact. And that means a wreath for every veteran on National Wreaths Across America Day. Also, put the Wreaths Across America mission where folks can see it. Put your Wreaths Across America Day posters in local shops, post on community boards and Facebook, or use some of our point of sale kits. These are just small touches that can spark big conversations and get more people involved. And just remember, you're not alone. So if you're not sure where to start or who you should reach out to your regional liaisons, because they are working with volunteers like you every day, and they can share lots of feedback, lots of suggestions that we don't always have time to go through in the webinars, but they are there to help you every day to make those connections. All right, so now we're going to talk about some really important dates that you're going to want to have marked off on your calendar. The cutoff dates. These cutoff dates are important to know so you can grab those last minute responsorships in time for shipping. They're set by region and are the last day sponsorships are guaranteed to make the truck in time for shipping rates for that year. Now, if orders come in late, that's okay. You're going to want to keep sending them in. Um, we do everything we can to get every single wreath on the truck. We've even been known to chase trucks down to try to get, like, wait, hold on, we need to get one more box, we just got a call, we need to get one more on there. So that the cutoff date is just that date that it is guaranteed. So we will keep sending up to your wreath sponsorship, your veterans grave count number. That's what we will keep sending up until the time that truck leaves. Anything that does not make it on the truck will just roll over for your location for the next year. And we will have information coming out about cutoff day as we get closer to it. There's going to be, specific instructions on how to handle those last minute sponsorships and all that. But these are just days you want to go ahead and be aware of so you can start sharing that with your volunteers, people who are helping you. So that way we can make sure we get all the wreaths in time and shipped to you so that everything can go smoothly on National Wreaths Across America Day. Great. So let's talk a little bit about shipping. It's one of the biggest moving parts of this whole mission. Our logistics team starts working on delivery plans early in the year, trying to keep things efficient and coordinated. But because shipping is donated, we have to work around what our amazing partners and their drivers can offer. So that means we all have to be a little bit flexible. Deliveries start happening up to 2 weeks before Wreath Day. So you're going to want to make sure you have a plan for storage there. And while we always ask for the 24 hours notice from our drivers, sometimes that window is a little bit tighter, especially when weather, traffic, um, and life just comes into play and things happen. That's why it's so important to double check your contact information, pick up unknown numbers during that time. If you're like me, I have a lot of unknown numbers blocked or I just don't answer them. And I have myself here, this I'm teaching, being an example for all of you. I have had a truck pull up in my driveway while I was working um, with my wreaths that I did not know they were coming, simply because I did not answer the phone call when he called because I didn't recognize the number. So in that time frame, that window, that 2 week window leading up to Wreath Day, we're just going to answer the phone call whether they're spammers or not, guys, and just have to be like, okay, sorry, wrong number if it's not them. So make sure you're answering those calls. Those drivers are going to do their best that they can to try to get in touch with you. Um, and you want to make sure you have your people ready to go on standby to be there to help you guys unload so we can get that truck unloaded and get it on the way as quickly as possible. If you're at a large location, you're probably going to get more than one truckload if it's over 5,000 wreaths, because we can only fit about 5 to 6,000 on a truck, depending on the size of the truck. So we'll make sure we're communicating that with you. That means you're going to get more than one phone call. That means you're going to have more than one delivery. So just things to keep in mind. And these are all things that we'll kind of talk more specifically about on those special location webinars that we talked about, where we can provide a little bit more one-on-one assistance there. Once your regional cutoff date passes, everything kind of kicks into high gear. Trucks are getting loaded really fast. And sometimes they're even like already staged at cross docks and just waiting for final numbers. One thing to know here, guys, because when we get into actual like shipping, and again, these are things we'll talk a little bit more in depth about as we get closer. But if you are on our Facebook pages, especially, a lot of times people get a little panicky because they're like, I just saw someone in Connecticut got their wreaths and I'm in Texas and I don't have my wreaths, or I'm in California. Like, should I be worried? Shouldn't I have them? It's, ceremonies in 4 days. We actually work with several cross docks. I think last year it was like 25 or more cross docks across the nation that actually they store the wreaths and then the trucks go there to get those wreaths and do the deliveries. So just because you're far from Maine and you're getting kind of close, don't panic, because most of the time our West Coast locations and our like Midwest central locations, those are coming from cross dock. So those wreaths maybe only 4 hours from where you're at. So again, don't panic, call your liaisons and they will help you out. And then just again, as a reminder that your veterans grade count is the number that we use to ship your wreaths, not your sponsorship goal. So you're going to want to make sure that that's accurate again by November 1st, because that's what we're going to base your shipment off. If you have 50 wreaths sponsor, but your veterans grade count is 45, we're going to send you 45 wreaths. So if you're expecting all 50, you need to make sure you get that number updated. And again, if you have questions about that, reach out to your liaisons. We know it can be a little bit confusing sometimes because we have multiple moving numbers, but your liaisons are always there to help you out. My computer wants to keep sticking today. So we know you're juggling a lot, and we definitely want you spending your time. We don't want you spending your time designing flyers from scratch or scrambling to come up with new fundraising ideas. That's where our volunteer resource page comes in. It's like our secret weapon. Everything from editable planning templates to fundraising ideas to downloadable logos and social media graphics. It's all there and it's ready for you to just grab and go. It's especially helpful if you're new, but even if this is your 10th year, it can save you some time. We've been including planning templates, checklists, promotional materials to help you connect with your community more easily. And most of these resources that are on there have been built from volunteers like yourselves who have done the trial and error and kind of figured out what works, and said, hey, this is what has worked really well. This is what you need to kind of know. And this was really successful for us. So make sure that you go to that volunteer resource page, bookmark it, go through it, reference it throughout the season. If you're trying to figure out a fundraising event, we have a whole fundraising idea guide where, again, that is built solely off of ideas from volunteers like yourself who have use these fundraising ideas and been successful with them. And so we want to share them with you so we can save you a little bit of time there. The next tip is one of the easiest things that you can do to keep your momentum going year after year, and that's using your dashboard to stay in touch with your supporters. You've already done the hard part by getting someone to support your efforts. So don't lose that connection. If someone sponsors a very specific wreath last year, you can use the messaging tool in your dashboard to send a friendly reminder for them to sponsor again. That personal nudge can make a difference just to get people to go ahead and, get that in. You can also reach out to your sponsors or volunteers from last year and share quick updates, like how close you are to meeting your goal or how many more wreaths you need to cover every veteran's grave at your location. Even though people may have already sponsored this year, if you're, say you're getting down to crunch time and you've only got 50 more wreaths to being fully covered, that's a great opportunity to use that messaging, send it out to your sponsors to let them know, hey guys, we're 50 wreaths away from being fully covered. Or if you're a small location and you're only 5 wreaths away from being fully covered, you're sending out those to sponsors, a lot of times people are going to come on, they're going to help. Oh, I can help. I'll sponsor one more wreath. Um, so that they can try to help get that full coverage because most people in the community, especially if they've been there before, they want to make sure that all those veterans get those wreaths. Um, And when someone does sponsor again, you can go on and send a templated thank you message that we have. It's super easy in your resource orders. It says send thank you. You can hit send on that. And it's just a quick way to show them, your thanks, kind of put that little bit of personal touch on that. So people go, oh, hey, I made a difference. And they saw that. They saw me put that order through. Now, again, some of our larger locations, that can be a little challenging, but if you have a good team of people, a good team of volunteers there to support you, you can assign someone one job. You can assign, we have helpers in the system that can be in the dashboard as well. You can say, hey, someone says, I want to help you. You go, how good are you with, electronics? Can you go in this dashboard and just send thank you messages to all the sponsors? That's a great way, again, to just kind of keep it personal, make people feel like they really made a difference there. And if you need help on that volunteer resource page, we have tutorials on sending those messages. And again, the liaisons, they love it when I tell you to call them for everything. But they are very glad to always help you guys out, and they're always there to help you. So before we go, we've talked a lot about these liaisons, and we do have some new faces. This past summer, we brought on 3 new people, and most of you, if you've been in that region, you kind of seeing them here. But just take a minute to find your region, find your person. You can kind of put a face to the name that you may have heard or that you may have talked to on the phone. These amazing ladies are all happy to help. And the great thing about our team is, we tell you to reach out to your regional liaison team, and they're always there to help you. But if something happens, you can't get a hold of your regional liaison, you can call any of us and we're going to help you guys, because we're all in this together. We all want to, we're here for the same mission, to remember, honor, and teach. And we just want to make things easy for you guys. We want this to be a successful year for you guys in your local communities. And here's a map that kind of just gives you that breakdown if you're not sure which region you are in. And if you aren't sure which region you are in, you should look for your confirmation email because that will tell you as well. But here is that map and kind of how that's broken down. And now that is it for what I have for a presentation. So if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand and we'll get started trying to answer some questions that you might have.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, quick question. This is all that. We're having trouble with the link. The link constantly keep on going in and out along with the QR code. What can we do to get that fixed?
Have you talked to your liaison about it?
Yeah, she said that the only other thing that we could do is like pass out the flyers that way, but that's really about it. And we don't know
Um,
why I keep on going in and out when people trying to purchase.
yeah, I mean, it shouldn't. I haven't had any other reports of other pages
Uh-huh.
going in and out. So I'm wondering if it's something, is it when you're out at events, like maybe there's just not good signal or?
It's like with different I'm with the motorcycle club, so it's with different riders. And it doesn't matter where you are. And they
Hmm.
keep on complaining that The link, the hyperlink keep on going in and out. Sometime it works, sometime it don't work.
Can you,
Hey, Julie,
what region are you in? Oh,
I'm coming online. I spoke with her earlier, so we tested it. So I tested the link and the QR code, and it's going through just fine. So I can send that over to you, Julie, if you want the I-team to look at it. But there's no issues we're running into when we tested the link.
okay. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Maisa. So if you just send that over, we'll just check to see if there's something else going on there. But like I said, across the board, we haven't typically, if it's like an issue on our end, we have reports. There's other people that are having
Right.
issues with it as well. But Maisa will send that over and we'll take a look at it just to be sure.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. Mary Jo, you want to go ahead? Mary Jo, if you want to hit that mute button on your bottom left-hand corner, you can go ahead. I also just saw someone asked in the chat, they wanted to know when the mobile education exhibit is going to start again. My understanding is they're still kind of waiting on some final information. They're hoping to get on the road um, in September, October, but they will be sending out anyone that they had events with. They'll be communicating, sending information to, and we'll try to get an update on that for you guys
Okay.
as soon as we can. But
I am unmuted. Sorry about that.
oh,
I
that's
got
okay.
a
Go
phone
ahead,
call
Mary.
this morning about
Mhm.
American Heritage Girls,
Mhm.
and I would like to put. This is all new to them. I've noticed that there are a few here in North Carolina. Is there a way that I can put them in contact with those sponsorship leaders? So that they can talk through how that works best for that organization.
You want to put the American Heritage Girls in touch with the sponsorship group leaders?
Yes, the one that contacted me here in North Carolina, um, if she would feel comfortable in talking to someone who has done this before as a sponsorship group. And I noticed when I did a search on sponsorship groups, there are a couple here in North Carolina, and I was wondering
Yeah,
how.
so what would be best to do there is if you reach out to Maisa, who's on here from Region 2, if you reach out to her, because we can't give out group leaders
Okay,
information because of privacy stuff, but she can
right.
do an introduction to them. She can also walk them through what they kind of need to know about setting up. We have a lot of American Heritage Girls
Okay,
that do participate with us nationwide. They do a great job. So Maisa and Janelle in Region 2 as well, they can really kind of direct them and guide them.
okay.
Also, just where are you at in North Carolina?
Um, Southport, you're coming to see me in a
Okay.
couple of weeks.
Yes, I was like, okay, wait a minute. There's a lot of people, okay? Yes, I will be there to present you with your award on September 3rd, and I'm very excited to come down there
Well,
and see you. So
and I'm very excited, and I just want to express my thanks to everyone, especially our Region 2 liaison team. This is not something that a person can do on their own. It takes a team of people, and I'm very honored to receive the award. But at the same time, I want to express my thanks to everyone involved with Wreaths Across America.
awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And you guys have done an awesome job down there. And we're excited to come see you. Hopefully the weather is nice.
Yeah, well, I'm fighting with rain every night this week. So yes, we were in a
Yep.
drought, but we're not anymore.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Looking in the chat too. I don't see anything there that has not been answered.
We have Lieutenant Koch who has his hand up, like physically.
Oh, I cannot. Oh, okay. If you want to go ahead, Lieutenant, that would be great.
How can I get added to this email list so I get these notifications also? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I think you cut off a little bit.
How can I get added to this email list so I get all of these notifications also?
So what is your role? Are you a location coordinator or a group leader?
One of the, well, I belong to the Civil Level, an organization that is also part of you guys.
Mhm.
New York City group.
Okay, so you'll need to reach out to your Region 1 liaisons. If you on the screen here, that region1@wreathsacrossamerica.org email, or that phone number there for Emily and Tara, that's going to be who you want to reach out to. They'll make sure that they've got you on their list, so that
Okay.
way you're getting access to those.
All right, I'll give them a call as soon as we get done.
All right, sounds good. I think that they might be out today, so if you don't hear back from today, just give them a day. They have getting ready for kids going back to school.
Uh-oh.
That time of year.
Yeah.
Norma, you've got your hand raised if you want to go ahead.
Yes, I am new. I'm taking over from another lady, and I'm in Region 4. But my husband is buried in Region 5. Am I able to call and get in touch with them and specifically get a wreath to be laid on his grave?
Is it one of our participating locations? Do you know if the cemetery does
Region
this?
5 is now. Oh, I have to know the cemetery. All I know is it's in West Virginia, and I see West Virginia is in there. So is
Yeah,
it that I need to get in touch with those liaison people and ask them, or
yeah,
what?
if you want to reach out to them, they can look up that cemetery to see if it is a participating cemetery with us, to see if so that we can get that re-sponsored for you. Also, you can reach out to your Region 4 liaisons as well, and they can put you in contact with the Region 5 team, or just look to see if that cemetery is participating. But we will see what we can do to make that happen for you. And welcome
Thank you.
aboard. Kim, you got your hand raised?
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Okay. So I'm new to this. My organization is Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and I'm assuming I'm a group leader. So I am trying to navigate this to be sure that I can make it successful for my organization. And I do have a question on emails. I'll just email I'm in Region 5. I'm
Okay.
located in Virginia. So what I'll do is I will send an email to the email box because I didn't even get the link today. I had to get it from one of my sorors so that I can get onto the call. But I do have some other questions. I don't want to hold everybody up, but is it okay if I mail those questions to the email or coordinate a time to talk to someone to make sure I'm understanding everything? Because my
Yeah.
major question is it's seeming like, say that I have 50 people who buy 50 wreaths. Is it my organization's responsibility to store the wreaths once they get delivered and then transport them to the cemetery to be laid on each grave?
So no, as a group leader, that is not your responsibility. That's something that the location coordinator, which is the volunteer that kind of oversees the ceremony and does all that, they handle that. So for the sponsorship groups, they're out there. You guys are getting sponsorship, re-sponsored. They're all funneling into the location, and then all those wreaths ship together to the location, and they will be waiting there for your for everyone who is attending National Wreaths Across America Day at that location to come out and place on December 13th. But you can absolutely email any of your questions to those liaisons. That's what they're there for. This can be very confusing, especially as you're getting started, because there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of, we tend to talk in terms that we're used to and we know, and that's not something that all of our new volunteers, are familiar with. So there's no dumb questions. We would much rather you ask the questions than get frustrated and be like, okay, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna not do anything. So definitely reach out to them, and they're going to be a great resource for you to make sure that you are moving in the right direction. You have all the information that you need.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Do we have any other questions or anything in the chat that needs to be addressed?
Can you
Monica, you can go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yep, give me 1 second. We'll pop over to you in just a second, Chet. Monica, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, and hopefully somebody else has wondered this also. We have a pretty well attended event, and I was given the name of a new motivational speaker that I thought might be a great MC, and he's a vet. So I wanted to ask him if he would like to do our event. Basically, he's like, what's the protocol as far as like he might want to bring some business cards or maybe the book he's written or something. And I was thinking of that with other people that I'm going to be hitting up to buy more than just one wreath. Is there any kind of, how do you guys feel about people, bringing stuff that are volunteer?
On the day of the ceremony to the
Yeah.
cemetery.
Mhm.
That's just something you need to speak directly to the cemetery about, because some of the cemeteries, especially the national cemeteries, they have very specific policies on, solicitation and stuff. So they might welcome him to be there, but might not necessarily have, he can't be selling anything or anything like
Mhm.
that. So it really varies across the board for the cemeteries. So just reach out to them and see what, they're comfortable with. And then you can always follow that up with your liaison so they can kind of, get more one-on-one details if the cemetery has concerns or something.
And he may not, but I just didn't want to get in a situation where he gets the wrong impression or something like that. So I kind of wanted to clear it up front.
Yeah, no, definitely check with the cemetery first to make sure they're not going to be like, whoa, hold on. And then you're prepared there.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Chet, if you wanted to go ahead.
Yeah, Chet Robbins, Region 3, 2 questions. The first question is, earlier it was discussed to have the projected number turned in on November the 1st. It seems like I remember last year that there was a date when all wreath orders had to be completed, and that was in the November timeframe, as I recall.
Yep. So that's, if you look at the screen, I just changed it. Those are the cutoff days. So that November 1st, that is just the deadline in which we want to know what the veterans grave count is, because that drives how many wreaths, how many sponsored wreaths we would ship. So again, if you have 47 veterans grave, that's your veterans grave count. And you have, 50 sponsored wreaths sponsored, we're only sending you 47 because that's that veterans grade count. So if you needed them more, you'd want to update that number to correspond. The cutoff date, which is on the screen here for Region 3, that's November 28th. That is the date that all sponsorships have to be in by in order to be guaranteed delivery for this year. And while we do try to get as many wreaths as we can that come in later, you have to take into consideration this year we have a very short window, just like last year, because Wreath Day is on the second Saturday. So we don't typically get as many after the cutoff day, but we will still do our best to get those. But that November 28th is the final day for Wreath sponsorships to be guaranteed for Region 3.
Okay, got it. Now my second question is, I've attended different state houses, wreaths across America, capitals in our states. And they have what I call an easel display, a large round wreath. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
We have a monument in our little city that's pretty good size. That would be something that we would like to do. Is it possible to get one of those larger wreaths as part of our ceremony? Because we've expanded this year too on the wreath count. But is it possible to get one larger, beautiful wreath that you see it, like I said, at the Capitol?
Is it a separate monument or memorial, like in the town, or is it at the cemetery?
It's at the cemetery.
Okay. Yeah, just reach out to your regional liaisons and make that request, and they can help you
Okay,
help you
good.
get that taken care of.
Yeah, great.
Now, those wreaths, that the large, the State House wreath, is also a flagged wreath, is also on our website. We don't provide the stand for that, just like our regular ceremonial wreaths. They do not come on the stand. We just provide the wreaths that has the flags on them, and the stands are usually borrowed or purchased locally. Funeral homes are a great resource for that because they
Right.
tend to have some, and especially if it's just something that's only for a short period of time, they will let you use those. We actually got a bunch here locally. One of the cemeteries here, they got them out of the ditch that people when they did clean up from from Reese. They went in, they had thrown a bunch off into the ditch to be hauled away, and someone went in and scooped a bunch of them up. So lots of places where you can find wreath stands.
Okay, would I place this at the same time as other wreaths are coming in?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I would just do it as a part of the ceremony.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? All right. Well, I think that's all we have for today, guys. If you have any other questions that you think about after this, please reach out to your regional liaisons. We will also have the recording and the slides available from this webinar on that volunteer resource page, so that you can, look back through some of the different things that we've talked about. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again next month.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a nice day.